Hello and welcome back again to Stupid Boy UFC. It's been 10,000 years since I uploaded my last video, but it's still not more than when Arman Tsarukyan had his last fight in UFC 300 against Charles Oliveira. Arman Tsarukyan has refused matchups after matchups, and now he is being forced to fight Dan Hooker. And I think Dan Hooker is an easy matchup for him. Dan Hooker himself not had any fight for like more than a year now. Like his last fight was against Matthews Gamrot, in which he won. I give him credit because I thought that Matthews Gamrot is going to ragdoll him with his wrestling because Matthews the gamer Gamrot is like one of those characters, like where you think that he will just ragdoll everyone because of his sheer strength in wrestling. No, not ragdoll everyone, but his wrestling is good enough to defeat someone like Arman Tsarukyan. So I think maybe Dan Hooker has some case, like some points, some odds of defeating Arman Tsarukyan, but I don't think Arman Tsarukyan is that easy. I don't give uh near like I give 1% chance to uh I give 1% chance to Dan Hooker to win this fight because Arman Tsarukyan is very very good in wrestling, and I think wrestling is Achilles' heel of Dan Hooker. I think he's one of the best strikers in the lightweight division. People don't give him credit for that, but I think he is. He's very hittable. That's one thing, but he has good enough, striking. I think he has one loss against Michael Chandler, and he lost that fight in striking. So it's just like it's one like one blot in his striking UFC career. I think it's one blot in his striking career, but apart from that, he's very good. He gave Dustin Poirier a hell of a fight when he fought against Dustin Poirier. One of those great fights in the UFC. But I don't think he has any chance against Arman Tsarukyan's grappling. So I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to win. They are going back and forth for like long time on Twitter or like wherever they just exchange like heated debate, like on maybe on some interviews. I don't remember when, but think Arman Tsarukyan said something about Dan Hooker having glass hands, like when he broke his hand against Matthews Gamrot and not try. I mean, he had a fight scheduled against Justin Gagey, Dan Hooker that is, and he refused to fight Justin Gagey because he had injury in his hands. So I mean, like, I don't want to say that he has glass hands because Arman Sarukian, just said to him that you have glass hands, but I don't think because we all remember that interview against against no we all remember that interview with Joe Rogan when he said that it's just a scratch, man, like when he had a broken hand. I think this fight won't be very interesting. I think Arman Sorokin will make him boring. I am having I have enough confidence on Arman Sorokin to make this fight boring, just taking him down and just like he may win by submission, but not by submission. I think he will win by TKO in the second round. That's my early prediction. I will make more prediction videos on this when I do a detailed breakdown of this fight, like detailed breakdown of how the things may happen in the fight. But I think, yeah, I mean, like, I think Dan Hooker should have just fought a good matchup, which is striking matchup. Because if Dan Hooker loses this fight, then it's over for Dan Hooker. Like he can have fun fights in the UFC, but like it's over for Dan Hooker. I think, in my humble opinion, I think Dan Hooker has some sort of chance against Ilya Topuria because he is very rangy. Ilya Topuria may just prove me wrong by just slumping everyone. He just proved me wrong in every fight. Maybe he will slump like maybe he will slump even Dan Hooker by his you know wild striking style. But I think Dan Hooker can give Ilya Topuria a tough fight. But yeah, he accepted a fight against Arman Sarukian, and maybe like no, not maybe. I think 99% of time, like 99% chance of him losing. I give this fight 99% chance to Arman Sarukian and 1% chance to Dan Hooker. I think Dan Hooker is going to lose this fight, but it would be very interesting to see Arman Sarukian versus Ilya Topuria. Although I think Arman Sarukian is good enough in wrestling. If he takes down Ilya Topuria, then maybe it's over for Ilya Topuria. People say that Ilya Topuria has very good wrestling. He's very confident. When he said, like in that Patrick Ben David's YouTube channel, he said that I'm going to submit. I'm going to submit Ilya. No, I'm going to submit Islam Makhachev with his famous. I'm going to ask Habib, what's your famous? No, what's your favorite wrestling submission, and I will submit Islam Makhachev by submission. I think this is just stress talk. I don't think he'll do that. But yeah, I think there's a chance that Ilya Tupuria will can win in striking against Arman Sarukian, but still, I would prefer Arman Sarukian to win. Enough yapping about Arman Sarukian and Ilya Tupuria. This video is all about Arman Sarukian and Dan Hooker. But yeah, I think Dan Hooker is going to lose and Arman Sarukian is going to win. Sorry for uploading after 10,000 years. Yeah, but I think I didn't feel any motivation to make any more YouTube videos, like, because I don't know, like, literally I don't see any comments on my videos. So if you like watching this, if you're watching this and if you want to talk about UFC with someone, because I will reply to every comment. This is my thing, because I don't have any friend who watches UFC. I don't have anyone who watches UFC, and in my real life I don't have anyone to watch UFC with. So I just yap on the internet, yap on YouTube about any fights that I see and the fights that seem exciting to me. I mean, any fight in the lightweight division is is exciting to me, especially if the fighters are ranked in the lightweight division. Yeah, but if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe, and tell me your opinions about this fight, and tell me, tell me if I should do more like videos where I show my face. I've done some videos where I show my face, but like, I never used a good camera or something. I'm buying a new camera, but like, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this professionally. It's just like I'm having fun here. I'm having fun and just talking about YouTube. Just talking about UFC on YouTube just makes me like have share makes me able to have, it just makes me able to have, I don't think that's grammatically correct in English, but it just enables me to have to share my opinion on YouTube. English is not my first language, not even my second language, not even my third language. So like, I make mistakes in English, but most of the people who watch UFC are from English speaking countries, so I make videos on YouTube about UFC. Yeah, I mean, like, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will also try to make like more edited videos on YouTube. Like, I will try to add more edits, but for now I will just keep it like this. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Maybe I've just said that 1,000 times. Yeah, yeah.